Hey everybody, Z Garcia here, and today I'm taking a look at one of the latest expansions to Claim, the two-player trick-taking card game. This is Claim Reinforcements Fire. There's already a lot of content for Claim, and like I said, it's a two-player trick-taking card game, a fairly small sort of filler card game that already has Claim 2, both standalone games that can be combined, and then 3 expansions originally. These Claim Mercenaries, Maps, and what was the other one? Magic. And these I've already reviewed. And then 3 new ones with Claim Fire I'm talking about here, Claim Frost, and Claim Fear. Keep an eye out for the other 2 so that you have the whole picture, okay? And you see which ones you might want to get. So Claim Fire has one main twist, as it says right there on the box, and that is that it uses these cards, these red reveal cards, to show you hidden information, which therefore means there's a lot of hidden information in this game. A lot of cards with suits you can't read, things you're not sure if they are cards that are going to score or not score, or going to beat your opponent's card or not beat it, till after you've played. That right there should be a fairly large indication whether this is something you might enjoy or not. Do you want a lot of uncertainty injected into your game of Claim? If so, this might be a good one for you. If not, you could probably steer clear of this one, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you the factions that come in here and the extra stuff that comes in there, and then I'll see you back up here. So here's everything you are getting in the Fire expansion, and these cards here, these new factions, heavily utilize the red reveal cards here, where you can put this over it and then read what's under there easily. So there's a lot of hidden information in this one. It's therefore going to feel fairly random. There's a lot of guessing that happens when you have this expansion in play. You are also going to get location cards. You have 2 setting cards and 2 building cards here. But there's so few in this box that they really feel like they need to be shuffled into the expansion that originally had them in their maps. Because with only these, you're using 1 of each every game. 2 games, you've seen them all, right? And so I feel like the extra locations that this box brings to the table, if you want to use them effectively, you want to feel like you're getting the most out of them, you really do need, it seems, the Reinforcements Maps expansion to Claim. So that's how I feel about these, okay? Now let's talk about these factions. Let me tell you what they do, even though, again, it's right here, but let me go ahead and talk about them. So these over here, the characters, and these are called the Poisoners. You are going to shuffle up these poison cards. You're going to set 3 of them aside at the beginning of the game. Every time somebody wins a trick with one of these Poisoners, and it's a normally numbered suit, okay, you are going to peek at one of those 3 cards. And that card is going to tell you some number, or maybe it's just a decoy, but if it does have a number, so we take a look at this one, for example, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it says 4 plus 4 equals X. If at any point it shows an X, that means it's just a decoy. It's not going to do anything. But some of them will show, let me find one that isn't a decoy here. This one is 0 plus 0 equals 0. That's what that one says. Again, I'm not sure you can see that. These are really subtle, by the way. But basically, any of them that show a number, at the end of the game, you're going to remove those cards that have that number from your score pile before you score. So these cards are going to possibly remove some cards from your score pile before you even decide if you win or lose the different factions. There are so few cards in the score pile that I feel like randomly nuking a few of them, though, is pretty painful for scoring. So there you go. That's how I feel about those. These are probably my most interesting ones, the ones I prefer. These have not every number between 1 and 9, but every number is in there twice. So it's 2 1, I think it's 2 9s, 2 7s, 2 5s, 2 3s. And so here's 2 7s, okay? At the end of the game, you are going to check these cards that you have in your score pile, and one of them will be real, and one of them will be fake. And so if we take a look at this, I again doubt you can see that in on the screen there, but if you take a look at them, you are going to see that one of them has little X's behind in the text box, and the other one has little check marks in the text box. Well, if it has X's, and let me take a look here, this one, the top one has X's, then it goes away from your score pile before you score, and only the real ones stick around. It's pretty interesting. I like the idea of not ever being certain whether a card you took is a card you'll be able to actually score. So these are the tricksters. Then we've got these two that are very similar. So this one has a symbol that lets you know if it's a low card between 0 and 4, or if it's a high card between 5 and 9. You play, somebody plays, you follow suit if you can, and then you check what it says and see who the winner actually is right there when you take the trick. So it kind of breaks up the flow a little bit, having to pull this out and put it over there and be like, okay, that one says 1, that one says 6, well, you won. Of course, you knew that already if you played a low card versus a high card, but if you're not, you would still have to check, right? Low versus low, see who the actual winner is. And then this one is similar, but even more uncertain because the cards are broken into odd numbered cards and even numbered cards, and it's the same deal. I play a card, you then play a card back, matching the suit, and then we check them. Let's see, what did I play? I played a 1. It's an odd card, I played a 1. What did you play? You played 10 divided by 5 is 2. They have a little sequence to, so it's not easily legible. So I played a 1, you played a 2, you won. Okay? So that's how that works there. So that's basically everything that comes in this one. That's what the factions do, and a little bit of what I think about them. Of these 3 new expansions here, Fire is certainly my least favored one. I think it's the one that feels the most gimmicky, and that gimmick isn't even superb to the point that I'm willing to put up with the gimmick and sort of break up the cadence of the game. The factions included in here are generally not that interesting. Again, I think the most interesting one is the, what are they called? The tricksters. Where you don't know what's real and what's not real. That's kind of a neat idea. But the high, low, even, odd, those two suits feel very samey. They're certainly very random, especially even, odd. You're not sure what's going on there. And it's not one that then the extra stuff, which in this case would be those locations, there's 4 in there, that on its own, if you don't have the sort of pre-expansion to this, you're not going to be using those a whole lot, I feel. So there's that too. All 3 of these fall into the unfortunate situation of feeling, at the very least, partly like expansions to expansions, which is a tricky sell. So I would say you want to have already basically acquired Claim and Claim 2 and all 3 original expansions to then even start thinking about getting these new ones, okay? And in my opinion, this is the weakest of the 3 new ones. So this would be the last one I would say you want to pick up. That's already, 6, 7, 8 boxes in. And then this. So yeah, it's not a great one. I didn't find anything in here that I thought, ooh, that's really neat. They were fun the first time to sort of discover what they did with this, with the red reveal thing. But this is not one I would strongly recommend. If you're a completionist and you have everything else, I would say sure, grab it. Kind of quirky. You might have fun mixing it in every now and then, but it's the last one I would recommend, okay? So for me, this is going to get a 5 out of 10. I think it's average. If you want the variety, you can go ahead and grab it, and if you have the other expansions, you then will get those extra locations, which is, a little something more, but it's very promo-esque. This comes across as like a promo almost, so there is that. So there you go. Claim, Reinforcements, Fire, for me, is the weakest one of the pack, and so I would say if you're interested at all, and you can probably skip it honestly, but if you want it, you want everything, get this one last. So there you go, everybody. Make sure you come on back and check out my thoughts on these 2, Frost and Fear, and I will see you on the next one. My name is Garcia. Take care.